I've heard you say we should not listen to Christmas carols before Christmas, which we will come back to. Would you include songs like I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas or Jingle Bells?
Good question. Well, I think like any sort of good Thomist, we need to make the appropriate distinctions. And I normally sort of distinguish the songs of this time into three different categories. One is just your sort of generic winter songs that don't really have anything to do with anything, like let's say Frosty the Snowman, just has to do with winter. And then you kind of have your pre-Christmas or Advent songs, and that could be things, the traditional ones like Rorate Celi or Come Divine Messiah, but it also include things like I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas or I'll Be Home for Christmas, sort of, songs leading up to Christmas. And then you have the actual Christmas carols, which could be sung during Christmas time, either during the 12 days or the 40 days. So generally, I would say that we should start listening to the Christmas carols proper after first Vespers of Christmas. So in the evening of the 24th, you can start listening to your Christmas carols because the first Vespers marks the start of the feast. But before that, we should keep it just either wintry songs or these Advent / pre-Christmas songs. Regarding the winter songs, I mean, if you want to wait until the winter solstice on December 21st, I guess you could do that when it's like properly winter. But I don't see any reason why you couldn't start that sometime near after the end of Thanksgiving. Before the 1960s, the clergy would have switched over to their winter volume of the Breviary for the first Sunday of Advent. So for them, they're sort of already in winter. So that seems like would be a good time to start.
Father Allo, are you of the same opinion on not listening to Christmas carols before Christmas?
More or less. So Father Rock is a holy priest. I'm just a liberal priest, so I'm a little bit more liberal in my understanding of that. To quote one of our favorite movies, there's a famous movie that Father Rock and I have watched together, and it says, "You were right, buddy. I was less right." And that's how I feel about this question. With regards to vis-a-vis Father Rock. So Father Rock is right, and there are definitely some more principles. He has more principles on his side. I am a little bit flexible. Like if people want to like set up their Christmas tree on Gaudete Sunday and like avoid the Christmas rush, or if they sometimes, I mean, heaven help us, like if you've been shopping and you've heard Last Christmas 4 times, you might need like a Deste Fidelis just to like flush it out of your system.
Yeah, the palate
So, yeah, so I'm a little bit more, I guess I'm just a liberal priest, but I don't really have any good arguments for that. It's more just kind of the way, that's just an opinion.
Also, here's a good
Amen.
question for both of you guys, because do you deliberately listen to Christmas music? Now, I don't mean like music in the mass, and I don't mean like, do you actually turn your radio station, turn your Spotify to Christmas music outside of an event, or is it just obviously because it's the time of year, we're just surrounded by it?
I'll play a Christmas playlist in, a coffee shop or sometimes on the road, and I will spend a lot of my drive time listening to Audible. But no, especially during the 12 days of Christmas, I'll crank up some Christmas tunes for sure.
What is your least favorite Christmas song, and what is your favorite Christmas song?
Ooh, well, let's start with least favorite. It used to be Santa Baby and I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. It was kind of a tie between those two. But then in the past like 10 years, just the sheer quantity of the amount that Last Christmas has been played, and you can't go within 1,000 feet of a Walmart without hearing Last Christmas I gave you my blah, 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 blah. And it's just I thought briefly about having our parishioners here do some kind of spiritual resolution where we would have to say a litany every time we heard Last Christmas, but I thought it would be too much. So Last Christmas is currently my least favorite Christmas song, but my favorite is, I think it is Silent Night. I know that's kind of stereotypical, but I always associate it with the moment when, blessing the creche at midnight mass, placing the statue of the child Jesus in the creche, and then singing Silent Night is kind of, nothing says Christmas quite like that moment.
Father Rock, what about you? What you got?
Well, I guess to start with, and probably it's more of an Advent song, but the Mary Did You Know song is particularly annoying.
Yep.
But then sort of piggybacking on Father Alloy, sort of, those different songs that have sort of innuendos in them or sort of more adult themes, trying to get it sort of past the general audience. Like we don't really need that sort of corrupting the season. But I would agree with Father. I think, Silent Night and Oh Come Let Us Adore Him, Venite Adoremus, because again, that's sort of,
Ooh.
part of that midnight mass approaching the creche and really like, okay, like Christmas is here, like it's time. And I would kind of be remiss if I didn't mention Dominic the Donkey, just sort of an Italian American Christmas song, where because
Oh
it's
my
sort of a
gosh.
my background, on my mother's side, I'm a Southern Italian and Sicilian Italian
Yep.
American, so we have the Dominic the Donkey. Just so there is like that familial tie to it that we would sing, because the Santa needs a donkey because the reindeer can't climb the hills in Italy. So there we go.
Would you like to give a demonstration of how that song goes? We're all ears.
No, I would not. That's all right.
Fine. I thought we'd try to get it out of the way. When I was in the choir, I love, and I still love, O Magnum Mysterium. Of course, I think that is just such a beautiful, wonderful piece of music. And actually, my least favorite kind of varies. I would say it's Mary Did You Know, but actually, lately it's been Little Drummer Boy. That parumpa pum pum gets under my skin. I'm hoping
You're not
that I'm
wrong.
not excommunicated for such a thing. Absolutely right.